Yo, guys, it's your boy Bernard, and welcome to another episode of the Angry Blerd podcast, where I will be discussing everything nerdy that has caught my eye this week. Unfortunately, I do have to start this podcast on a somber note. I have to give a rest in peace to Sal Buscema, who was a comic book artist who worked at Marvel, DC, IDW, something called Apex Comic Group, Binge Books, Big Bang. Yeah, so he most notably worked on Captain America, The Defenders, The Incredible Hulk, Marvel Team Up, Spectacular Spider-Man, Rom, Space Knight, Thor. He actually passed away 2 days before his 90th birthday on January 24th at the age of 89 years old. No cause of death was given, but I actually met Sal, I want to say it was the first SuperCon I went to in like 2007. I unfortunately did not have anything for him to sign at the time, but he's one of those artists, like if you go into like Hobby Lobby and things like that, or I think even Michael's, like those arts and crafts stores, like if you go like where they have like the Marvel posters and things like that, you'll see his art, John Romita Sr., I believe you'll see Scott Johnson's, but Scott Johnson's is more like in Target. So like a lot of that like vintage like Marvel artwork that you'll see is his. So I got to give a rest in peace to him. I also need to give a rest in peace to Catherine O'Hara, who actually passed away at the time of this recording yesterday on January 30th at the age of 71. So, I mean, Catherine O'Hara has been in... You've more than likely seen something with Catherine O'Hara in it. If you haven't, I don't know what to tell you. You must be living under a rock. So I think the first thing I saw her in was Beetlejuice, where she played Delia Dietz, Lydia's mom. She was also in Dick Tracy. She played Texie Garcia. Home Alone, she was obviously Kate McAllister. We'll all remember her, realizing she left her son at home, yelled Kevin, and passed out. She was also the voice of Sally in The Nightmare Before Christmas. That I did not know. She was in Tall Tale. I was actually talking to Samir about this movie, I want to say like maybe like 2-3 weeks ago or something like that, because we were talking about John Henry, and I think I was talking about how everybody was giving The Rock crap for trying to do a John Henry movie. I think that was going to be like his first Netflix movie, and everybody's like, he's not black. And they're like, he's not black. He's Samoan. And not knowing that his father is black, but then it pivoted. He's not African American. I mean, he was born in America, so wouldn't that technically make him African American? But whatever. She was also in the Pippi Longstocking animated movie from '97, A Mighty Wind, Lemony Snicket's A Series of Unfortunate Events. She was in Chicken Little, Over the Hedge, Game 6, Monster House, Brother Bear 2. Frankenweenie. I'm just naming like the movies like a lot of people might have known. Like she's in the 2019 Addams Family movie. She's Grandma Frump. Elemental. She was Brooke Ripple. I guess she was the mom. She was in Argyle. She was the mom in that. Beetlejuice, The Wild Robot. And as of last year, she appeared in the John Candy, the documentary on Prime Video. John Candy, I Like Me. But yeah, I mean, this one like pretty much hit Hollywood crazy. Like she did a voice on Married with Children as one of like the female dogs. Recently, she was on season 2 of The Last of Us last year. She was on The Studio on Apple TV. Something called The Kids in the Hall, which is a Canadian sketch show because she is actually Canadian American. But yeah, she was at Macaulay Culkin's Hollywood Walk of Fame ceremony. And so Macaulay made a post that said, "Mama, I thought we had more time. I thought we had time. I wanted more. I wanted to sit in a chair next to you. I heard you, but I had so much more to say. I love you. I'll see you later." And Michael Keaton said that she's been my pretend wife, my pretend nemesis, and my real true friend. We go back before the first Beetlejuice. This one hurts, man. I'm going to miss her. Thinking about her husband, Bo Welch, as well. Pedro Pascal, like I said, acted with her on The Last of Us. He said, "Oh, genius to be near you, eternally grateful. There's less light in my world, this lucky world that had you. Will keep you always." And he put a heart emoji. And Craig Mazin said that she was wonderful. She was a wonderful, brilliant, kind human being. He said, I think she would prefer that we keep laughing somehow, or at the very least not cry. We were lucky to have you at all. So the cast and crew from the studio made a joint statement. They called her a hero to us all, and we pinched ourselves every day that we got to work with her. We're unbelievably saddened that she is gone, and send our deepest sympathy to Bo and all her family. Eugene Levy from Schitt's Creek said that it was an honor to know and work with Catherine for over 50 years, from our beginnings on the Second City stage to SCTV to the movies we did with Chris Guest and our six glorious years on Schitt's Creek. I cherish our working relationship and most of all our friendship, and I will miss her. My heart goes out to Bo, Matthew, Luke, and the entire O'Hara family. Brooke Shields said what an honor it was to be spoofed by Captain O'Hara. What an unfathomable loss. We love you, Catherine. Comedy won't be the same without her. Sending love to Catherine's friends, family, castmates, and fans today. Truly beloved. Seth Rogen made a post that said, I really don't know what to say. I told O'Hara when I first met her, I thought she was the funniest person I ever had the pleasure of watching on screen. Home Alone was the movie that made me want to make movies. Getting to know her was a true honor. She was hysterical, kind, intuitive, generous. She made me lucky to, she made me want to have, she made me want to make our show good enough to be worthy of her presence in it. This is just devastating. We're all lucky we got to live in a world with her in it. Ron Howard said, this is shattering news. What a wonderful person, artist, and collaborator. I was lucky enough to direct, produce, and act in projects with her, and she was simply growing more brilliant with each year. My heart goes out to Bo and family. Rest in peace, Captain O'Hara. Ike Barinholtz, I think he was on the studio with her. He said, I never in a million years thought I would get to work with Captain O'Hara, let alone be friends with her. So profoundly sad that she's somewhere else now, but so incredibly grateful that I got to spend time with her. Got to spend the time with her that I did. Thank you, Catherine. I love you. Somebody else posted something. I can't remember who it was. Oh, Tim Burton. He said, Catherine, I love you. This picture shows how much light you gave to all of us. You were a special part of my life and afterlife. So yeah, I mean, run something back with Catherine O'Hara this coming week if you get the chance to. Like, I am probably going to rewatch both the Beetlejuice movies. I might even run back A Nightmare Before Christmas, because that is a movie that I've been saying for the longest. I'm going to rewatch because I haven't watched it since I was a kid. And I did not know she was the voice of Sally, because I think that was around the time that I did not read credits. I mean, I started reading credits as a kid, but I think it was after, like, The Nightmare Before Christmas came out. So yeah, we got to give a rest in peace to Sal Buscema and Captain O'Hara. All right, so since this is technically my last episode, since I'm recording this on January 31st of doing trailer reviews, Marvel blessed us with a teaser trailer for season 2 of Daredevil Born Again. And we also got a teaser for the Super Mario Galaxy movie. So let's start with Daredevil Born Again. I did see this one already in advance just because they put it on Disney Plus to show it before Wonder Man. So yeah, this comes out March 24th. I like that they chose a Childish Gambino song for the teaser. This is called Lithuania. And it's crazy how like all of New York is looking all happy and whatnot. Even though, you know, Wilson has basically turned New York into a police state. What the hell's going on with that? At first I thought this was a Post Malone song. And there's Jessica Jones.
I hope you can walk because I'm not carrying you.
Who are these two guys?
Saw or shovel?
I want to know why Wilson in a boxing ring. We got a flashback of Foggy. Yeah, I honestly cannot wait for season 2 of Born Again, March 24th. Devil is back. But I mean, if they decide to red herring and try to say, oh, you know, Foggy didn't die, and try to do the fake out that they did in the comics, that's not going to work because of the simple fact that he died in the middle. He died, I'm using air quotes now, in the middle of the street. Like Karen was there. Matt was on the roof and heard his heart stop beating. So it's like, I legit thought they were going to try to pull that crap off in season 1 at the end with the post-credit scene of everybody in the cells, but it was just Frank who escaped. So I really want to know how they're going to, if they attempt to, bring Foggy back from the dead, how are they going to do that? Because everyone likes Eldon Henson as Foggy. But I still don't know. Like, please don't, do that just for fan service. Because sometimes I like fan service, but a lot of the times I hate fan service, like on The Rookie. Season 1, if you guys remember, Nolan and Lucy Chin were dating. And Lucy's T.O., I'm sorry, not Lucy's T.O., Nolan's T.O. told Lucy, hey, it's probably best not to date a coworker because then people are going to think you slept your way to the top and whatever. So yeah, that was a thing. So her and Nolan broke up, and then 4, 5, 6 years later or whatever season it was, season 6, season 7, can't remember, Lucy and her T.O., Tim, went on the cover pretending to be a couple, and they started getting chemistry, and then, everyone was like, hashtag Chinford, make it happen, and then ABC and Alexi Holly, I want to say the showrunner for The Rookie, caved in and made it happen. So it's like, so we just forgetting the thing that we established in season 1 to, do it XYZ amount of times later. I get it, she's not a rookie anymore, but still. To pop my ears. All right, let's start this trailer for the Super Mario Galaxy movie. Once again, April 1st. So we are getting Mario and Luigi in the desert on dirt bikes in the pyramid from Super Mario Odyssey. The whole town, actually.
Oh, you're here.
Now, where's the troubled pipe?
Okay, they got the fire. They got the fireballs, bro. Okay, we got Fire Mario and Luigi. Hell yeah. Okay, that.
Come on, you're not.
Luigi, stop being a bitch.
Anymore. Yes, I am. People don't change.
There's the problem.
This is what the original movie should have been like, but it was the 90s. The hell is that? Oh, it's Yoshi. I can just tell by the sound.
Hey,
Big green eyes.
it's all right.
Plus, they played the Yoshi music from Super Mario World. Yoshi! Oh, the fish. Really? Luigi's got the frog suit?
Who is this?
Does Yoshi actually speak,
Come on.
English?
Some dinosaur just shows up and he's now part of the group.
I mean, I'm pretty sure Yoshi can understand the English language. But... Oh, look at it. There's the T-Rex from Odyssey as well. So yeah, April 1st. Honestly, I can't wait to see it. I liked the first one. You guys can go back and listen to the review that me and Samir did with SD. Neither one of them were fans of it. It's like, I don't know what people want from movies that are child-based. The movie was rotten, so what? It was enjoyable. And Samir is the Rotten Tomatoes guy, so it's like, if it's not fresh, it's trash. I enjoyed that movie. I bought the 4K, and I will stand by that. The Super Mario Brothers movie was a good movie. Now, the Super Mario, is it called? The Super Mario movie? Super Mario Bros. Super Mario Brothers with Bob Hoskins, may he rest in peace. Dennis Hopper, may he rest in peace. And John Leguizamo, that's childhood nostalgia, but going back and rewatching that movie as an adult, because I watched it before the Super Mario Brothers movie came out, it's okay. It's like, I'll probably watch that with my nephew when he's a little bit older, but I wasn't a fan of it as I got older. And maybe I got a little bit jaded. I don't know. But yeah, it is what it is. All right. So there's a writer by the name of Brandon Sanderson. Everyone loves his art. Loves his books. Some of them have already been adapted into comic books. Like Hollywood has been like chewing at the bit to get his properties for years. He does like a lot of high fantasy stuff, like the Wheel of Time. Like he co-wrote, so he doesn't necessarily own that like flat out. Like Robert Jordan created that entire universe, and Sanderson wrote like the last 3 books. But Brandon Sanderson has a series called the Starlight Archive and Mistborn. And Apple has purchased the rights to those books. So they will be doing movies and TV shows where Sanderson will write, produce, and consult on all the products. I can't remember which one it was. Hold on, let me see if I can find this. Old coworker of mine, shout out to AJ if you're still listening to my podcast and didn't stop because I left our old job. He had the audio book of one of Brandon Sanderson's books, and he was telling me like they adapted some of them into comics. It's like something Storm Sin or something like that. Can't remember, but it's hard to find. And he was trying to find the comic itself, but he couldn't, so he just caved in and just got the audio book instead. I'm looking on Amazon right now and I don't see it. I just see like the actual hardcovers and soft covers and things like that, like Skyward, Mistborn, The Well of Ascension. Like, how many books has this man written? Is Infinity Blade based off of his books? Let me see if I can find this. White Sand, that's what it was. So yeah, I just found the cover. So yeah. Maybe I'll see if I can find some of his ebooks or something like that and give him a shot. But yeah, I know nothing about it besides like the 3 hours I heard of White Sand. So I'm not really one to gauge his books, and that was like 4 or 5 years ago. It was like right after the pandemic, and when he was playing it, I really wasn't listening to it because I was rereading Invincible because this was around the time season 1 came out. So yeah, if you want to, you can go on Amazon, check to see if any of his books are free on Audible. Tell the 7 Seas if you want to, go buy them. Whatever, it's up to you. But I'll tell you what's up to me. Taking a break because your boy got cottonmouth. So y'all know the W ad. I actually got some Galaxy Grenade right here. I'm gonna drink some of that later, but I'm gonna drink some of this water first. All right, be right back. This episode is brought to you by Dubby. Dubby gives you focus and energy without the crash and jitters. It has no sugar, fillers, or artificial dyes. Mix 1 packet or scoop into 8 or 12 ounces of water. Stir or shake well. Some powderiness is normal, and it has all the important vitamins. So this has vitamin C, B3, B6, and B12. And it's made from coffee fruit extract. So drink it and go conquer a task, and go to Debbie.gg and use my promo code AngryBlerd10 at checkout to save 10% on your order. That's Debbie.gg with promo code AngryBlerd10. Okay, I'm back. So a comic book series that was supposed to be adapted, I want to say like maybe 5-6 years ago, it's just been sitting in development hell, is finally coming to Prime Video. And that is Sex Criminals. So this was written by Matt Fraction and Chip Zdarsky, and I believe Chip Zdarsky also did the art. It's about 31 issues actually. So really 32 issues because it's 31 issues and 1 special. The synopsis is Susie, who is a librarian, and John is an actor, meet at a party, and they end up sleeping together. Later, they find out that they share the ability to freeze time when they orgasm. So as their relationship develops, their sexual histories are explored. They decide to rob a bank where John works in order to save Susie's endangered library. The show is going to star Kumail Nanjiani. And who else was it? Who else was the other person? All right, here we go. So this is coming from Deadline. It will be a 8-episode full series order. Written, this is the part that makes me mad, by Zhu Chin, who worked on Gotham, and Emily Gordon is Kumail Nanjiani's girlfriend, I want to say, wife, but they're producing this together. So yeah, like I said before, the plot is blah. Susie and John meet, have sex, rob the bank, so on and so forth. So, but Emily Gordon and Kumail Nanjiani put out a press statement that says sex criminals is the exact kind of thing Wintercoat Films aims to bring to life. Love stories in a weird place. From the moment Lucky Chap brought us Matt and Chip's comic book, we knew we wanted to bring these characters to screen, and we are excited to do so alongside Si Chun in Prime Video. And Matt Fraction and Chip Zdarsky also put out a joint statement that said, we are overjoyed to have such talented people bring our dumb comic to life. So yeah, this was actually, like I said before, this was supposed to be adapted about a decade ago. Matt Fraction was trying to get it done with his wife, Kelly Sue DeConnick. But like I said, it just sat in development hell. So hopefully it's good. I can't wait to see a trailer, and I will give y'all my reactions to it, but not live action reactions, because I don't need any more trouble with YouTube, Amazon, or anything like that. So I really, like I said, I never read the book. I've been meaning to. I just haven't gotten around to it. There's a lot of stuff I want to read that I never started, that I want to start. Like, perfect example, Something is Killing the Children. I told you guys that was being adapted, I think, by Netflix or somebody. I can't remember if it's a TV show or a movie. So I downloaded all the trays of it. I put it on my iPad. I just haven't gotten around to reading it. So I will eventually try to read Sex Criminals by the time the show starts, at least. All right, my next story is in regards to Dragon Ball Super. So as we know, last year Akira Toriyama passed away, but Dragon Ball overall is turning 40 this year. And they made the this was at the Dragon Ball I don't really want to butcher this, Genkida Matsuri event. There we go. I said it right. Yay! All right. So they announced that there will be a new Dragon Ball series in the works called Dragon Ball Super: The Galactic Patrol. So this new adventure will find Goku and Vegeta working with the Galactic Patrol, who are the galaxy's peacekeepers, and they need the help of the two Saiyans to face the Ark's big bad Planet Eater Moro. So this is currently in production and featured in the anniversary video, which highlighted the 40th anniversary of Dragon Ball, which I will actually post on also on the social media for the Angry Blerd podcast on at least Instagram. But they also announced that there will be a Dragon Ball Super Beerus, which is basically an enhanced of the remake of the Battle of the Gods movie. And they said this new version promises to be more faithful to Akira Toriyama's original ideas and make a better villain out of Beerus. That also dropped, and they said that there is something else that was done by Akira Toriyama, which is a video game from Bandai Namco, which is codenamed Age 1000. So the teaser has a white-haired man wearing a uniform with the Castle Court logo, which was one of the last things that Toriyama worked on before his passing. And apparently this has like characters like Frieza, Cell, and Goku in it. So the rumor is that this is possibly like a descendant of Goku, but this game won't be out until 2027. But more will be revealed on that game at April Dragon Balls in April during Dragon Ball Games' Battle Hour. So I mean, yeah, Dragon Ball is still going to be alive and thriving even after the passing of Akira Toriyama. And that's one of the things that, I think creators think about. It's like, what type of legacy do you leave behind when you pass? And Akira Toriyama has entertained people for over 40 years. I mean, not even just Dragon Ball. You got Dragon Age as well. Like, people love those games. He worked on character designs for that. I think he even did the story. I'm not entirely sure, so don't quote me on that. But yeah, I mean, Stan Lee gave us Spider-Man, the X-Men, Fantastic Four, the Incredible Hulk, Daredevil. Keep in mind, he also had co-creators with all this stuff. Jack Kirby and other artists. I almost said John Romita. The Avengers, so on and so forth. Bob Kane and Bill Finger with Batman, and Jerry Siegel and Joe Shuster with Superman. It's just like, what? I mean, I'm glad I'm doing this podcast, but I already know this is not going to be my legacy. This is just something that's going to be sitting on the internet, probably like in the Internet Archive, if somebody bothers to back it up there, like hundreds of years after I die, to know about old stuff. All right, my next story is in regards to Nintendo. So, Dispatch got released on the Switch too, and then apparently it also got censored. So, for those of you who don't know what Dispatch is a story-based game. It has a lot of celebrities doing voice work in it, like Aaron Paul's in there. I'm actually going to the Wikipedia right now so I can tell you who was all in it. Where's cast? Here we go, cast. So Aaron Paul is in it, Laura Bailey, Aaron Yvette, Travis Willingham, Jeffrey Wright, Matthew Mercer, Tanoa Reed, Nimish Patel, Liam O'Brien, Frankie Quinones, Ashley Johnson, Sam Riegel, Vincent Tong. Oh, okay. I was going to say, did Vincent Tong die? So yeah, it's a 8-episode narrative workplace comedy. So you basically play the role of Robert Robinson III, who takes a job as a dispatcher for villains turned superheroes after his suit is destroyed. So basically, you can actually hook up with like coworkers and whatnot, and Nintendo basically censored like the nudity, the adult language, and everything like that. So everyone's like, so I bought this game on the Switch, and now I can't even like play the full game the way it's meant to be played. But apparently Nintendo put out a response after all the backlash. Just said Nintendo requires all games on its platforms to receive ratings from independent organizations and to meet our established content and platform guidelines. While we inform partners that their titles don't meet our guidelines, Nintendo does not make changes to partner content. So basically, I don't know what they're saying. It sounds like they're trying to say that they didn't do the censorship. Ad Hoc Studio did address this Switch's censorship version with a statement via Eurogamer on the 28th. So they said different platforms had different content criteria and submissions are evaluated individually. We worked with Nintendo to ensure the content within the title met the criteria to release on their platforms. Both the core narrative and gameplay experience remains identical to the original release. So I don't know what's going on with Dispatch, but I am so glad I don't have a Switch 2. Like I said, I have no intention of getting a Switch 2 anytime soon. Oh, my bad. I am going to get it on the PS5, though, just because I've heard good things. Like, people like, they put a lot of, like, effort into this story, and I think it's only, like, $25. And I like narrative games with, like, storytelling. Like, the Telltale games, I really wish they would make more, like, games that I had an interest in at Telltale. So like I have the Back to the Future game, the Guardians of the Galaxy game, and the 2 Batman games. Like I didn't care about The Walking Dead at that time. I was over it. And it was its own original story, so it didn't even have anything to do with the show or the comics. And I think like eventually, like I want to say like the 3rd Walking Dead game, they started introducing characters from the show and like had those actors come and do the voice work for their characters. But yeah, so Dispatch 2, don't get it on the Switch. Simple as that. Alright, Next story is all about family. What do you mean by family, Bernard? The Fast and the Furious. Fast 11, or if you want to call it 12, if you want to include Hobbs and Shaw in there. The last movie has a release date finally and a title. It is called Fast Forever. Who comes up with these titles? And it will be released on March 7th, 2028. So yeah, that's all we know about that. Like, there's no production notes, anything. It's just like, hey guys, Fast and Furious 11 or 12, if you want to include Hobbs and Shaw, called Fast Forever, and it'll be out March 17th, 2028. And that's crazy because the Fast and Furious movies, they were consistently being released, but you know, I guess Universal kind of freaked out due to the fact that the last one didn't really make his budget back. I think it barely broke even. And it's just like, what are we doing here? Like, Vin Diesel's like, yo, we got to get back to the streets. So I'm just like, how is that even going to work? Last I recall, your son were about to be collapsed on by an avalanche. But yeah, I don't know if I'm excited anymore because it's been 5 years since Fast 10 came out, which makes no sense. That's like the Batman, bro. It's like Fast and Furious movies. I get it. There's a lot of CG, especially since you started sending people to space and whatnot. But I'll watch it. But like I said, I'm not excited. Something that I'm kind of excited about is the God of War series. So we got some more casting for God of War. We got the casting of, where is it? Mandy Patinkin has been cast as Odin. Everybody's like, why not Richard Schiff, who actually did the mocap and the voice of Odin for the game? I'm like, I don't know what to tell you. But a lot of people may know Mandy Patinkin from such films as Evita, where he played Che Guevara, The Secret Garden. He was on Homeland for pretty much like the entire series. And a lot of people may know him for his classic line from The Princess Bride. My name is Inigo Montoya. You killed my father. Prepare to die. Never saw it. Leave me alone. All right. So yeah, Mandy Patinkin will be playing Odin, and Olafur Darri Olafsson will be playing Thor. I don't think I've seen this guy on anything. I think he's on Severance. He's on Severance. He was in Nosferatu, which is the vampire show that's on what is Sci-Fi. I'm looking at his filmography right now. What is he? Icelandic. So he is Icelandic. But he was born in the U.S. Okay, he's Icelandic American. So yeah, I'm looking at his filmography right now. I did not see Contraband. He was in... Oh, okay. So I saw him in The Secret Life of Walter Mitty. He was a helicopter pilot. Don't know like how much good that does. I didn't see Welcome on the Tombstones. I didn't see The Last Witcher. Didn't see Zoolander 2. I tried to watch it, but no. Did I see the BFG? No, I didn't. So the only movie I might have seen him in, but I don't remember him, he was in Fantastic Beasts, the Crimes of Grindelwald, and I almost said Fantastic Four. Looking at TV shows right now, nothing. Forgot there was a Dark Crystal show like in the past decade. He was in the Twilight of the Gods show that Zack Snyder did for Netflix. So yeah, he will be playing Thor, and the guy who did the voice and mocap for Mimir and the God of War games. I'm actually pulling it up right now. Alistair Duncan will be reprising his role as Mimir. So yeah, I hope they do a good job of adapting that story. But you know, it's Prime Video. Sometimes they're a hit, sometimes they're a miss. Like everybody likes Fallout 2. Like I was talking to some coworkers yesterday. They're like, yo, they're pretty much doing everything right. Anyway, next story. The Library of Congress. I'm sorry, not the Library of Congress. The National Film Registry. I'm sorry, yeah, it is the Library of Congress. I'm tripping. They added several films to the National Film Registry this year. So like, they selected 25 movies for 2025 based on their cultural, historic, and aesthetic importance. So the movies they chose this year are something called The Tramp and the Dog, The Oath and the Sword, The Maid of Macmillan, The Lady, Sparrow, 10 Nights in a Bedroom. So, I'm just going to go to like movies that people might have seen because something called Brooklyn Bridge that came out in 1981. The Thing, The Big Chill, The Karate Kid, Glory, Philadelphia, Before Sunrise, Clueless, The Truman Show, Frida, The Hours. Is that Nicole Kidman movie, I think? Let me look. That is. Is it Nicole Kidman? Yeah, Nicole Kidman, Meryl Streep, and Julianne Moore. The Incredibles, something called Wrecking Crew, Inception, The Loving Story, The Grand Budapest Hotel. So yeah, I guess basically what happens is those movies are all like, I guess the original copies are put in the Library of Congress for preservation. So yeah, I mean, shout out to them, I guess. I mean, like I didn't see a lot of those. Like I did not see the Grand Budapest Hotel, but that's also because I am not a big Paul Thomas Anderson fan, and people keep giving me crap. Oh, you didn't watch one battle after another. So you didn't watch Sinners. It's just From Dusk Till Dawn remade. Shut up and kiss my ass. All right. Childhood memories. Movie came out when I was 5, but it is getting re-released this year in theaters, just like the first one did. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2: Secret of the Ooze will be going back to theaters for a full week. And I guess this is mainly happening because when the first one came out, got re-released last year, it made, I think, like $20 million, surprisingly. So yeah, this will be re-released with 4K restoration sometime later this year. It does not have a release date of when it will be going to theaters, but hold on a second. They're saying you can pre-order through Fathom Entertainment. I am looking on Fathom's site now. I am not seeing TMNT II. Oh, March 13th through the 19th, actually. So, let me see. So they said before the movie, step into the mind of TMNT co-creator Kevin Eastman, joining him on a vision through the past. Sit along the icon at his personal drawing desk while he illustrates through the revolving history and mythos of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle legend. So yeah, if you want to go see that, March 13th through the 19th. Don't know if I'm gonna do it though. Like I said, I like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, but I didn't go see the first one. So it is what it is, unfortunately. Alright. So if you've been living under a rock, Sinners was nominated for 16 Oscar nominations, which is the highest. It beat I can't remember what movie it was. I feel like it was a Christopher Nolan movie. It had 14. So Ryan Coogler was basically doing a sit down with his studio Proximity Media, and he was going into detail of what Smoke and Stack 2 were up to in the years before they left for Chicago and when they made their homecoming. So he basically said they killed their father, they hid out at Mary's place, then they went to New York and joined the military. They went to fight in France, and then they went back home for a little bit. And that's when, Stack and Mary got together. And then he said like there was a 3-year run where the twins had basically split up. Smoke and Andy got their house, and Stack and Mary went to Little Rock. And obviously Smoke and Andy lost their kid, and that's when things got rocky with both their partners, and that's when they decided to go to Chicago. And then obviously we know what happened in Chicago. They robbed the mob, came back home with the liquor and the money, opened the juke joint, and how Sinners ended. So, if he wanted to, he can do like a whole prequel movie or series to this if he really felt up to it. But it's really up to him. But if he does, I'll check it out. Ryan Coogler don't miss. Man has done what, like 6 movies? 2 Black Panthers, Sinners, Fruitvale Station. What is the other movie he did with Michael B. Jordan? Oh, Creed. I'm tripping. But yeah, so what, 5 movies? Unless I've missed something, because he didn't direct Creed 2 or 3. I am going to his filmography right now because it's going to be one of them things that just annoys me. All right, film. Okay, no, I was right. So Fruitvale Station, Creed, Black Panther, Wakanda Forever, and Sinners. But yeah, but produced a few other movies. All right, anyway, let me go ahead and talk about Wonder Man. So let's cue up this spoiler alert. 8-episode Disney Plus series under the Marvel Spotlight banner. Basically, if you don't recall, the Marvel Spotlight banner means you don't have to really know anything besides the Marvel. You don't have to know anything as far as the MCU goes. You can just watch this by itself. It's not supposed to have any type of tie-ins to anything leading into the future, I guess. Although they kind of lied with that one by putting Echo under the Marvel Spotlight banner. And, you know, Echo obviously being referenced in Daredevil, Born Again. So, stars Yahya Abdul-Mateen, the second as Simon Williams, ex-Mayo as Janelle Jackson, who is Simon's agent, Ben Kingsley returning as Trevor Slattery, Jean-Claude Berwick as Von Kovac, Arian Moayed as Agent Cleary from the Department of Damage Control, who we've seen in Ms. Marvel. And once again, his first appearance in Spider-Man No Way Home. Joe Pantoliano as himself. Josh Gad as himself. Ashley Greene also appears as herself. Shout out to Twilight. For you Twilight fans out there. Who else? Sanford Williams. Olivia Thirlby. Demetrius Gross. Charlotte Ross. Mario Lopez. But let's go ahead and get into the show. So Simon Williams is a struggling actor who is a metahuman who is forced to hide his gifts from the world thanks to the doorman policy, which I'll be getting into later, which is a law that forbids Hollywood studios from hiring metahumans. Simon believes that he catches a big break when he meets Trevor Slattery at a movie theater watching Midnight Cowboy. So unbeknownst to Simon, Trevor is actually spying on him for damage control to avoid being sent back to prison for his crimes as the Mandarin, which, you know, happened in Iron Man 3. And he was broken out in the All Hail the King one-shot. And the last time we saw Trevor, he was in Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. So Trevor's handler is Pete Cleary, who we know from Damage Control, who is an agent under pressure from his bosses to get a huge arrest because they are going to lose funding. So Simon and Trevor embark on buddy like shenanigans throughout the series as they try to land a role in the remake of Wonder Man. But Simon's powers are unstable, and Trevor's deceit basically causes him to, you know, lose it. And that has been basically the breakdown of the series. So I thoroughly enjoyed this season. I was on the train of Marvel is trying to suppress this show by dropping it as a binge like they did with every other series. I'm sorry, not every other series. Every series that had a person of color as the lead. So Echo, Marvel Zombies, because Kamala Khan's the lead in that. What else was it? Ironheart, which was a 2-week binge drop. And now this. But this honestly deserved the binge drop. Like, hell, really, you can say anything deserves a binge drop, but this is 8 half-hour episodes. And it was like a can of Pringles, honestly. Once I started, I did not want to stop. I watched all 8 episodes in one day. So that was like 3 hours and some change. Like, I got home at like 4:30, 4:45. I think I started the show at like 5 and didn't finish it until about 8:15, 8:20 or something like that. The Doorman episode it's a standalone episode. It's called these episodes are called bottle episodes. They're self-imposed. They don't like inflict anything to like the next, you know, episode or so on and so forth. So basically the Doorman episode is we get a flashback of why the Doorman policy is in place. And that honestly might have been my favorite episode. It kind of reminded me of it felt very Atlanta-ish. Like as far as like everything goes from like the setup to the execution to the end of it. where DeMar, who's just a guy who was a doorman at a club, who was just fine and happy, just living his life as a doorman, didn't want to do anything else until, you know, he came across some chemicals from Roxxon, out of all people. And this is not the first time Roxxon has been referenced in the MCU. It's in the On the Way to Thor's Hammer one shot where Coulson stops to get gas, and I think it's been in other things, like Cloak and Dagger and whatnot. But he ends up getting powers where he basically becomes a living portal, kind of like Cloak from Cloak and Dagger. And the club that he works at, a fire breaks out, and the heat has caused the door to swell up, so he can't open the door. So he phases through the door and tells everybody to go through him. He becomes a hero. Josh Gad is in the club and basically convinces DeMar to become an actor. And he becomes a one-trick pony, basically. He has a catchphrase, and it all just like gets to him to the point where, you know, he's on Twitter and he's looking at the people make fun of him like, oh, you're a one-trick pony. You're washed up. Your 15 minutes of fame are up. And he does a movie with Josh called Cash Grab, which is literally a cash grab, where they're bank robbers. And they do a sequel, and something happens to DeMar, which basically, in the middle of the stunt of Josh Gad supposed to be escaping through a bank truck, DeMar like vomits, and I guess his powers go away, and Josh Gad just disappears. Like, where is Josh Gad? That might be the name of the episode. So yeah, Hollywood put this policy in place to keep actors and other people safe. But yeah, it was just like, I was like, wait, what? So this is the doorman policy. And they didn't really go into like what happened. Like, did he end up going to prison or what? Because at the end of the day, it's all Josh Gad's fault for making him do this. He was fine just being a doorman. But very good show. My only gripe with this show was we didn't get any backstory as to how Simon got his powers. So we don't know if he was born with them or what. Like, if they're trying to low-key make Simon a mutant because he had these powers when he was a kid. You get a flashback of like when the kitchen caught on fire, and his mom and his brother are just sitting there nonchalantly while Eric is kind of chewing into Simon about losing his job on American Horror Story because he was overthinking the plot, and everybody saw that like as a sign of autism, or it's like he's just very detailed in his craft, and that can be a sign of autism, I guess. I don't know. People say I'm on the spectrum because I'm someone like that. I don't know. I've never gotten tested for it. But he breaks the kitchen island, and they just act like, oh, you know, it is what it is. Just another day of Simon and his outrage. But yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed this show. Hopefully Marvel and Disney keep releasing their stuff on physical media, because I will buy this box set. But yeah, all in all, I am going to give this a 9. And I know I said I loved it. I'm caping for the show. I talked about all the things that I liked. My only issue, which I might, you know, be a little bit overthinking it, was the ending. So they make the movie. Trevor takes the blame for blowing up the studio. He goes back in full Mandarin gear and everything. And Simon becomes famous, and he throws it all away to break Trevor out of prison. So I need a sequel to this show to bump y'all back up to a 10, because I didn't like that. That was my only issue. And I get it, you know, Trevor helped him, like, you know, center himself and everything. Trevor helped him like stop overthinking everything. Trevor actually showed him how to collaborate with creators and everything, as opposed to trying to take over everything. Like, hey, this should be like this, and this, and this. And that's the reason why you got fired from American Horror Story in the first place. But we see like him still like having those same notes, but he's collaborating with Trevor, he's collaborating with the director, he's collaborating with the writer, as opposed to doing it like 5 minutes before you start the shoot. So yeah, it's a 9 for me, but I thoroughly enjoyed it. Go watch Wonder Man, y'all. I really hope we get to see Yaya in the future Marvel project, because we didn't get a lot of him in the suit, because this whole thing was he is acting in a movie called Wonder Man, but his actual superhero name is Wonder Man. So we got him in that suit for like all of 5 minutes, like getting ready to shoot like the final scene. Joey Pantoliano ain't shit in the show. He took 2 jobs from Trevor Slattery. First one was his fault, because that was when he was on all the drugs and everything, and I guess you could say the second one is his fault as well, because he decided to take the fall for Simon, crashing out and destroying the studio. But yeah, y'all, that was it. That was another episode of the Angry Blerd podcast. Be sure to rate, review, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend. Go to w.gg, use the promo code AngryBlerd10 and check out to save 10% on your order. Next week, since I just renewed my Prime membership, I will be reviewing The Wrecking Crew. That's that movie with Batista and Jason Momoa. And I will also be reviewing Send Help, which is the Sam Raimi castaway horror action buddy comedy with Rachel McAdams and Dylan O'Brien. I did a reaction to the trailer I want to say 2 months ago. They get stuck on an island after a plane crash. But yeah, guys, that's it. Peace out. I'm gonna go watch the Royal Rumble. I already missed the first 56 minutes of it, so yeah, bye.